Okay. Yeah, I don't smoke anyway, Samurai. Or drink, or do anything. I am... Boring Man! What was I doing? Right! I was beating the game for the first of 4 times. So, let's talk about the Keyblade Graveyard. This is probably one of the better visual storytelling elements. They never, I mean, they talk about, oh, there was this great devastation. But that's all they say. Yeah, I'm glad they do that. God, I wanted to take a nap today because I woke up way too early. Anyways. Um, I've said before that Kingdom Hearts really likes its visual storytelling, and it's like every now and again they just get to stretch their chops. This place probably I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I literally feel like I'm walking through a graveyard. I know you're like, oh, of course you are. That's so stupid. But no, I mean, this place is horrifying. This place just makes me, oh my god. And it's all visual. They don't say anything here about what happened. Not really. Xehanort just says, this is where a big war happened. No, it's the design. Look at that. Look at this place. There is no life here at all. The wind is blazing through. You just hear that wind whistling and the clouds are... yeah. It's just this horrifying place.
I do for friendship.
And yeah, the massive chunks of mountains that are missing here. Really makes me wonder what the hell actually went down in the final days of the war. Also, there are 4 Keyblades particularly referenced here. The K, the E, the G, and the D. As you can see right there. So, you know, the, I'm pretty sure the E is, Ventus, the G is, Aqua, the K is Terra, and then that one over there is the Kingdom Key. By the way, another interesting thing here, there's basically no Mickey in Terra's story, which I find interesting because he's actually quite common in Ventus's and a little bit in Aqua's. Loading. If Kingdom Hearts Kai tries to showcase the actual final days of the war, I'm a little upset. I don't think that graphic style really works for it. Like at all. So, this is my personal favorite shot here. I'm going to try and give you a good shot of it. So we've got, like, the beginning of that blast right there, which sheared off whatever pillar was there, and then kept going through that mountain, and then created that crater over there. You can see the path that whatever that was took there. Just bam! And just craters and desolation. And I think the thing that gets me weird, the strongest, is the wind. I know that sounds weird, but wind shouldn't be moving this quickly. Look at those clouds. Those are fairly high up there. And those clouds are just blazing by. So that is an extremely windy environment. And it just gets that idea of this place that is blasted by the wind, blasted by the thing. And you know what, Kay? It's funny because my friend said that too, but no, that is clearly not a Mickey crater. It's just a crater that has 3 holes in it of disparate sizes. See, that one's clearly smaller than the other one. So it's just a crater. It's nothing to do with Mickey. But again, this place really does feel like the Badlands. There is no green, there are no animals, there's no bugs. It's just... yeah. And I mention that because it gets across the idea that there's no life here at all. Again, no bugs, no plant life, no animals, no people. Absolutely no life exists in this place. So whatever happened here completely devastated it down to nothing. And here we get to see those storm clouds a little bit closer up at the top here. So, these whirlwinds are pretty much the best leveling in the game. Tons of experience. We don't actually care about experience. We're just gonna try and dodge them. I'm actually having really good luck. Normally I get caught by at least one. It looks like I actually made it through all of them. So yay! By the way, those are quite literally whirlwinds of emotion. I suppose I should show you what happens, just because it is actually really cool. Check this out. Yeah, as this... yeah. So, as soon as you get near one, it starts homing in on you. Now, if it's gotten to the point where it's homing, it speeds up and speeds up and speeds up until you just can't avoid it. It just overtakes you. And yeah, the screen shakes, everything just starts to get horrible, and then you're in this nightmare realm where all sorts of different type of unversed can show up. Some of them are the giant unversed, like these ones. Sometimes it's just lots of powerful unversed. But again, this is where these negative emotions are probably strongest, because these are literal storms of unversed. For all intents and purposes. Then once you take it out, that particular whirlwind goes away. It goes back where it came from. Oh yeah, sorry. I forgot that I cranked the volume up for the direct thing. Can you... I hope I don't have to repeat any of what I've been saying over the last, however many minutes. Fortunately, this isn't a loud song. If I got into the next section, you probably wouldn't hear me at all. So, I've actually done some tests. This cutscene, the first cutscene that's about to play, is the exact same cutscene each time. So we're going to watch it this first time, and then we're going to skip it the other two, because it's literally just repetition. But it's only the first cutscene. So, that's the devastated terrain. But what about the people who fought in the war? One nice touch, you see this? There's actually Keyblades jammed into the walls, too. And look at them all. Actually, that's a projection of a Moogle. So, unless you're counting, a communication as life, no, you have failed, sir. But yeah, you can kind of see the sheer number of Keyblades that are just everywhere here. Props to them for making a relatively large number of designs for them. There's basically about 12 of them repeated a lot. Oh, I know, Deutsch. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Before we go into the actual cutscene, I want to talk about a couple other things really quick. One of the things I like the idea of is that all of these Keyblades were from people who were weak. Relative to the Keyblade wielders we've seen, at least. These people were certainly superhuman, but that's it. Grunts, basically. Stormtrooper level, as opposed to, full-on Jedi Knight or whatever. So tons upon tons upon tons of these just normal, weak Keyblade wielders who all flung themselves into the meat grinder of the war. That's the first thought. The second thought is, what if all these Keyblade wielders were just as good as the ones we know? And that's why the Keyblade War was so damned devastating. Because imagine hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Rikus and Soras and all those other characters who are very powerful individuals. So I don't know which of these ideas I like better, but both of them are rather valid.
I was told the master was struck down.
Yes, that's right.
Strength, agility, endurance.
I was stupid and helped Xehanort do it.
It basically pushes them to Captain America levels,
The
Avengers.
master. He tried to hurt Ven.
Just as a baseline.
I only fought because I wanted to protect him. But I was tricked. Xehanort set the whole thing up. Also, he could awaken the darkness inside me. You were right, Aqua. And so was the Master. I did need to be watched. I went astray. But no more.
What else is darkness but hate and rage? Xehanort is feeding the dark fires within you, making you fight. You'll go astray again. Tell me, how does that honor our master's memory, Terra?
I've always thought those were clouds of dust, personally. For those of you not aware, when dirt doesn't have something to keep it in place, like, you know, foliage or whatnot, the dust just kind of flies. And that's the reason there was that whole dust bowl situation. So, yeah.
Me and Vanitas to fight. Make some kind of Keyblade. But the Master said we can't let that happen. And he tried to destroy me for it.
Keyblade?
I still don't know exactly what it is. But it scares me to death. Even just the thought of it.
Relax, Ben. We're here, and we're gonna take care of you.
I may have to fight Vanitas after all. If I do, guys, I want you to...
The three of us can never be torn apart, all right? I'll always find a way.
I won't let you die, Padme.
I'm asking you, as a friend. Just... put an end to me.
I want to remind you that that is a child asking his friends, who are teenagers, to kill him. But of course they're interrupted. Some people theorize that Xehanort is not actually that powerful. He just can be this powerful here because this is a nexus point of Keyblades, and he is just that useful and that strong in the usage of Keyblades, or that his particular Keyblade gives him power over other Keyblades. In other words, the same kind of situation where Ansem was stronger in the realm of Dark, and Xemnas was stronger in the realm of In-Between.
Behold, these lifeless keys used to be full of power, united with the hearts of their masters. On this barren soil, Keyblades of light and darkness were locked in combat, as a great Keyblade war raged.
One other thought to keep in your mind. Remember, the Keyblade is just your manifested heart. If it's tossed away or leaves your grasp, you can just pull it back and you can desummon it. So what exactly happened to cause all of these people to die so suddenly and so brutally that their Keyblades would be left behind? Or is it entirely possible that they deliberately, for whatever reason, put their hearts into their Keyblades, and thus the Keyblade kept going on even if they were dead, and this is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hearts all over the place. Both are pretty horrifying. Also, yeah, I remember waiting a long time to see the significance of this scene, which is funny because we see it like 5 times throughout Birth by Sleep. I guess 4. Excuse me, 4
Countless
times.
Keyblade wielders gave up their lives, all in search of one ultimate key. And it will soon belong to me. Keyblade!
So yeah, the idea here is that the reason Xehanort is so strong is because he's here. Given the fact that he actually has power over all of these dozens and dozens of Keyblades, kind of lends credence to that idea. I do like how he summons the armor to fight him, by the way. It's one of the only times he just deliberately fights someone with his armor on. All 3 of them, actually. I do like how Aqua's the one who has enough of a presence of mind to try and assist in the fight, even after she's just recovered from being hit. No Aqua fanboyism, it's just a nice touch. Because the other 2 don't really have that. They don't show Xehanort, I don't think, cracking the helmet here with his bare hands. Hey, Maleficent. Blizzard. By the way, Sage Fox, that's exactly why I call it Kai. Kai Blade, Kai... Kingdom Hearts Kai, etc. It's an easier way to distinguish it.
Are you okay?
Audibly. Hello, Atosis. Yeah, we all watched the Smash Direct. It always bothered me that Mickey shows up and then basically does nothing over the course of the next fights until the end. Now, he's helpful at the end, but I mean, really, where were you, Mickey? Bayonetta, awesome. Cloud, awesome. Other guy whose name I've already forgotten. Try to remember, this is not Kingdom Hearts, any more than the artificial Kingdom Hearts was Kingdom Hearts.
Admirably done. I knew this was a journey you could make. Over the unseen wall that divides darkness and light. And I was not wrong, Terra!
My friend, Ven. You tell me, Xehanort. What did you do to him?
Why, I did him a favor and freed the darkness inside him. Alas, poor Ventus never had the fortitude for such strenuous trials.
Xehanort!
So this is the first fight. Not too bad. Vanitas is kind of irritating here. The second fight is way more interesting. Go play the game, damn it, Shadow. Add it to the list. Super Mario RPG, SNES, 90s. Made by Squaresoft and Nintendo. Music by Yoko Shimomura. Just do it, dude. Right. Right, Vanitas.
Too slow. Too slow. Too slow.
Hey, Darth. Notice how casual and calm Xehanort is fighting him back.
And take Aqua's life. You see how powerless you are to save them. Savor that rage and despair. Let it empower you.
You will pay, Xehanort. Was my master? No. My father, Ericus, not enough for you? Leave my friends alone!
Yes, boy, that's it. More. Let your whole heart blacken with anger.
The irony is if Terra could actually be at peace with the darkness in him, I'm pretty sure he would actually be able to hold up against Xehanort here. You know, like Riku took like 3 games to get to that point. 4 games, excuse me. But Terra's only had 1 game, and he's been miscommunicated to, lied to, and deceived the entire time. So, yeah. This is still not the real fight. Notice he's actually basically not fighting back for this section. Not really. A nice bit of gameplay. All the final bosses have some really good gameplay and story integration. My favorite is, of course, Ventus's, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Alright, let's do it, guys.
Have I truly won?
We're about to see Xehanort not holding back. I want to talk about this before the scene begins. Keep in mind, one of the things we know as a fundamental truth is the less attached you are to mundane reality, the stronger you are, the more superhuman, the more supernatural things you can do. This is why becoming a nobody empowers you so much. Well, what's about to be happening to Terra is that he is going to lose even more than that. A nobody loses their heart. Terra's about to lose his heart and his body. And in fact, for all intents and purposes, he's going to lose his mind as well. All that's going to be left is one overriding compunction. Kill Xehanort. Nothing more. And nothing less. When all that is left of you is a concept, you can achieve levels of power that are far beyond anything else. And that's one of the reasons why I personally think that the lingering sentiment is, in lore, the strongest thing walking around in the setting. It just doesn't matter, because it can only do that one thing. And you notice I keep referring to it as an it. When I first found out about this fight, I was so hyped. So there's Ventus and Vanitas.
Oh, there, you see? The Keyblade has been forged!
Ben!
And now, Terra, it is time for the final union!
Notice how he does that, by the way. That'll be relevant later.
At last our moment is here. Out with the old and brittle vessel, and in with a younger, stronger new one. I swore I would survive, and be there to see what awaited beyond the Keyblade War. And now it is your darkness It shall be the ark that sustains me!
Also, notice how everyone else who, when their heart merges into someone else, it's done differently. It's natural. It happens because of their connections or their similarities to each other, or how much they care about each other. Once again, we see here how Xehanort is artificially trying to enforce something that wouldn't otherwise happen. He's going outside the natural flow of things, basically. Well, I agree that I guess that was the misinformation still, Lars. Notice his hair is immediately silver, by the way.
This heart belongs again to darkness. All worlds begin in darkness, and also end. The heart is no different. Darkness sprouts within it. It grows, consumes it. Such is its nature. In the end, every heart returns to the darkness whence it came.
And the eyes, of course. This, though.
What?
This really shocked me. I wasn't aware of this fight going into this.
Your body submits, your heart succumbs. So why does your mind resist?
No, that's Richard Epcar, Chatter. So, this boss is pretty rough. This guy destroyed me first time I fought him. Was not ready for the level of difficulty spike here. Damn it, Pandemonium. I glanced away for 1 second. Also, notice that he uses some of your own abilities, in addition to his own, and some that you should recognize. You, of course, have access to your command card as you had it set up. Oh yeah, I probably should, just to show them off here. Oh my god, combos. You ever see the Bleach episode where Zaraki deliberately lets someone hit him because he was blinded, and that way he could see him and know exactly where to attack? That's kind of my mindset when it comes to this. I'm going to let you hit me so I can immediately counterattack. I know, it doesn't always work that way, but that is the mindset there. No. The lingering sentiment is much less than a nobody. A nobody still has most of the original person for all intents and purposes. The lingering sentiment is exactly what it sounds like. It is one last gasp. It is effectively a ghost, as I described earlier. Yeah, it's almost unfortunate that they don't give you all the ridiculous abilities of the Lingering Will, but I get why they did. Because they wanted your leveling and your stats to matter. For all intents and purposes, in terms of pure gameplay, this is exactly how Terra was, what you're playing as here. Of course I did, Octavian. I've talked about this before. No, Xion was only strong because of her connection and absorption of Roxas. One of the same reasons Replica became strong, because it absorbs Xehanort. You know, I think Birth by Sleep was actually the first one to, did I not get Glide? Was the first one to, implement, bosses that really regularly heal themselves. You know, I've got this, and I'll just use it. Also notice you cannot D-Link here. I mentioned that because that's, again, sort of a plot relevance rather than anything else. I've actually theorized about why the Lingering Sentiment can wield a Keyblade, since, for all intents and purposes, it shouldn't be able to. My actual answer to that is really simple. It's basically just wielding Terra's Keyblade, for all intents and purposes. Why do I keep saying that today? I feel like I'm stuttering a lot today, but that's why. Anyways, fun fight. But yeah, my idea is that because Terra's heart, which is right over there, is still active, his will can keep using the blade. And of course, there's the cloak after the battle. Yeah, he never does desummon it. And of course, like I said, the will can only do one thing. Defeat Xehanort. So the moment it does, it stops. Because it's done the only thing it can do. And again, I want to re-stress, that is an it. In every way that matters. And, of course, that's the explosion of doom caused by the other battle we'll be seeing next time. It can't, Titans. It has no mindset to do that. It has no understanding of anything other than defeating Xehanort. And of course, it's the only thing left behind after everyone else is swept away from the world. In my opinion, yes, the Lingering Will is the single strongest thing in the entire setting. But that is because of its limitations. Ideally, the Will would be in some way reunited with Terra. In fact, you know the one question I keep asking, where is Terra right now? The only theory I've heard that has any strength to it is that Terra goes back to the Will and remerges with it and is really messed up in the process.
Aqua. Then. One day. I will set this right.
I gotta mute! Ah! Okay. Okay. Wait, never mind, we're good. I thought it was going straight to the thing. Okay. I would say that it does not live in the strictest sense of the word Archmonster. Although, again, if Terra was reunited with it, then, you know, Terra would have what's left of him and would still be able to function. Yeah, I was wondering about that myself, Kay. Of course, there's plenty of options for why that happens. For example, Xehanort is not gone. So as long as Xehanort is not gone, its mission is not complete. You could also argue that it doesn't understand the concept of decohesing, and therefore can't. It's like this, Titans. It's a form of specialization. Let's say you get really, really good at one thing. You're amazingly good at doing this one task. One of the realities of life, in general, is that the better you become at a specific thing, the more specialized you become, the worse you get at other things, right? This is that taken to an extreme degree. This thing is ridiculously powerful because it doesn't care about reality or physics or laws or hearts or anything. However, all it can do is this one thing, this one concept, this one aspect. See you, Shadow. This is true in a lot of works of fiction, too. Oftentimes, a character who is very good in combat is lacking in other fields. In fact, if I could use a weird parallel to this, if you're playing Dungeons & Dragons, and you make a combat character, that character is probably not going to be that good in social or crafting or otherwise skill check circumstances. Now, if you make a character that's really good at talking and crafting and being charismatic, you're probably going to be less useful in combat. It's really simple, the idea. This is just it, like I said, taken to a very severe extreme. Yeah, the Lingering Will is effectively a form of the One-Winged Angel concept. It's still around in Kingdom Hearts 2 because nothing ever made it decohese, either because it knew Xehanort was around somehow, or because, like I said, and like I personally think, it lacked the ability to decohese. It lacked the ability to go away. As far as why it attacked Sora, that's actually a really good question. I have actually heard a theory about that, and I hate the theory, but it's a theory that makes an unfortunate amount of sense. Remember that the Lingering Sentiment basically asks Sora if he is Xehanort, or if he is like Xehanort. And Sora's like, well, you know, no. What if there's a connection between Sora and Xehanort we don't know about, is really what I'm getting down to. If there's something tying those two together so that one with really bad perception filters would perceive the other. Of course, it could be something more mundane like what Samurai just said. Sora is very clearly connected to Riku. Riku is very likely connected to Xehanort. So it could be something that mundane. I don't know. I don't have a good answer to that. Most used D-Link. Aqua! Once! Let's get our endgame save in there. Well, there's another theory about the sentiment, and that's that it can't leave the Badlands. I don't know if that's true or not, really. But it is something I've heard some people postulate. That it is bound to that location in addition to that directive. Oh, absolutely, Aureus. Birth by Sleep is a great game. No, skip. Don't want to hear that stupid song again. Okay, we're good. Oh, hang on. So one of the things they do, they had this thing called the Trinity Archives, once you beat the game at least once. The timeline is the most important thing of this. Now, obviously it's not filled out yet because we've just done Terra, but once this is completely filled out, you can actually see when each of their interactions with the worlds happens in relation to each of the others. See you around, Nominee. So you could tell, like, for example, he went here first, and then she went there, and then he went there, but then he went there. It's a great way to get the timeline, you know, in linear order. And it's nice that they bothered to think about that, rather than leaving it vague. And of course, you've got the secret reports, which we'll go through once we get all of them. Personally, I think its power would get weaker if it were to leave the Badlands. Just my take on it. So, hang on. Actually, I should have done something really quick. Sorry, give me just a moment. I want to make sure we're getting all the reports. Okay, so we have 2... 5, which is usually the problem one, 8, and 11. And that is all the Terra ones, so we're good on that. I don't know, actually, Kay. Damn it, you keep asking me questions after I leave. Yeah. I'm not seeing an option for language, so I'm guessing no. Yeah, I like the timeline. It is a nice way to line things up. It's pretty much mandatory here with the 3 perspectives, but it's still a nice thing. Oh, absolutely, Titans. If it had a reason to do so, of course. Okay, so Ventus next. This one's going to be a bit tricky for me. I'm going to be having some issues with Ventus. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Yes, we'll skip the introductions. We've already seen it. No reason to re-go through that. Depends, Stallers, but for the most part, yes. This is a much less physically bound sitting than most are. Much more metaphysical. Join us, Aureus. We are doing Dream Drop Distance next, by the way. Alright. So, Ventus is the hardest one for me to play as, at least at first. He hits, like, each of his attacks, I swear to God, do 1 damage. He has extremely short range and very little combat maneuverability. Lots of evasion maneuverability, but not you know, get to the enemy and hit them. And so I have a hard time playing as him, especially at first. Later on, I'm going to have these 2 abilities called Faith and Salvation, and then I will be a god. But until then, yeah. My character, Pandemonium? I don't know. It depends on my mood. Like, if I was to... If you're asking me what Zagmus's combat style is, very much Berserker. Imagine Syx, but done properly. I was actually thinking about that last night. If Xehanort is still around, where do Ansem and Xemnas come from? I know you mean by Ansem, but I don't... Okay. Xehanort isn't around in the strictest sense of the word. Okay, so let me track this. Okay, so here's Xehanort, right? And we're going to skip the time travel thing for just a second. We're just going to talk about Xehanort. So here's Xehanort, and he does the big thing where he loses his heart and splits into 2. And I've actually already talked about my theories on how the split happens, but one way or another, he splits into 2. As of this moment, there really is no Xehanort. Ansem goes around, Ansem gets defeated, and then Xemnas gets defeated, and then they reconstitute back into Xehanort, and that's where we're at as of the end of Dream Drop Distance. Although, in the interest of fairness, there is one other alternate theory I'll talk about once we get there. We are here to do the Mark of Mastery thing for the second of 3 times. I'm sorry, I get tired of this scene. Actually, it just occurred to me, there's nothing added to this scene, so we're just going to go ahead and skip ahead here. Because, I mean, really. Looks like the only report as Ventus I need to look out for is in deep space. It'll be a cutscene thing, Dark Monster, because life is terrible. Oh my god! Let me move! Ah, let me move! Okay, I moved. Ventus also moves, like physically moves, just a little bit faster than the other 2. His evasion is also probably the best, I'd say. His actual dodge roll is insane and very easy to chain properly into itself. This game has 5 optional bosses, of which we will be showcasing all of them, and attempting to defeat 4 of them. Those are No Heart, the Master's Armor, Monstro, and Spoiler. Yes, I really don't need the tutorial. Thanks, game. Actually, honestly, Vanitas was always screwed up from the very beginning.
One must keep a still heart even in the most trying of circumstances. It was an excellent test, one I chose to let unfold. Which brings us to your next trial.
One of the things that people tend to forget about Vanitas is he was screwed up literally from the moment he was created. One of the first things that happens is Vanitas is like, oh god, I feel terrible, because he's an incomplete person. His being terrible generates the very first unversed. He was so disgusted by those unversed that he then attacked them. And because those unversed are, for all intents and purposes, a piece of him, pieces of him attacking them hurt him, which made him feel worse, which generated more unversed, which made him attack him more, which made them hurt him, and so forth and so on. Vanitas was screwed up from the beginning. Vanitas was in a no-win scenario. I have a lot of sympathy for a lot of characters in this series. Xion, Naminé, Ansem the Wise, a lot of the nobodies even. But Vanitas, I don't think... the deck was stacked against him before he even was created. And... yeah.
Now, Terra and Aqua. The two of you will face each other in combat.
Oh, and yes, that's Mark Hamill, sorry.
There are no winners, only truths. For when equal powers clash, their nature is revealed. Begin.
I'll be talking more about this Mark and Mastery stuff when we get to Aqua's chapter, I think. It's a little more relevant there. Samurai, could you do me a huge favor and look up the chain to get faith and salvation? I'd like to get started on that as quickly as possible. Now, Michael, it's only the second.
We have deliberated
and not the last.
And reached a decision. Terra, Aqua, you both performed commendably. However, only Aqua has shown the mark of mastery.
I do want to say one thing here. Oh, thanks. Sorry, I must have missed it, Samurai. I just want to point to the zealotry of Ericus here once again, that the only thing he considers to be the failing point of Terra is that he had darkness in his heart, that he allowed to affect him. Now, okay, in the interest of total fairness, I get that you don't want someone to be dabbling in something they don't understand how to control. But it is still definitely worth noting that most of that is not only Ericus's fault, thanks to his own zealot dogma, but the only reason he considered Aqua better in that contest was because the fact that Aqua did not have the darkness problem. That was his only qualifier. Whether Aqua was better or not wasn't relevant.
Terra, you failed to keep the darkness within you sufficiently in check.
I guess that's true, okay.
But
they
there
did
is
deliberate.
always next time.
But no, I think it was Ericus.
That is all. Aqua, as our newest Keyblade master, you are entitled to certain knowledge. Please wait here for further instruction.
Yes, James Woods is in Birth by Sleep. We've actually already met him as Terra. We will be meeting him as Aqua at the very least. And Phil will try to hit on Aqua.
Where did it come from?
And then I'll smack Phil, because he's hitting on Aqua.
What do you make of Ventus?
He ain't gonna cut it. Somebody's gotta break that loser in.
Not here, you won't. I have to keep up appearances.
Are either of those percentages,
I know that.
Samurai?
He just needs a little incentive to leave home.
This qualifies as a no music. It's a little too long
Sorry.
for music.
But I need some time alone.
Okay, so I'm going to need Kiraga and Wind Raid. I remember that. Which I need Blizzara and Strike Raid. Okay, I can start working on all of that immediately, it looks like. So I'm going to do that. That is Vanitas, Fuke. We will be talking about him most in this playthrough, because Vanitas is most relevant to this storyline.
Better hurry, Ventus. Huh? Who are you? Or you'll never see Terra again.
What? Get real. I can see Terra anytime I want.
Like right now?
He's leaving you behind. And by the time you catch up, he'll be a different person.
Look, whoever you are, you don't know the first thing about Terra. Me and him will always be a team. You trying to pick a fight or what?
Oh, grow up. Is that what you call friendship? You'll never know the truth unless you go out and look for it yourself. Come on, what could you possibly know when you're stuck here, looking at nothing but what's in your tiny world?
Good night, Django. Vanitas looks like Sora because Sora's heart is the one connected to Ventus's. If someone else's heart connected to him, Vanitas would look like them instead. So yes, if Donald's heart was the one that was born and helped Ventus continue to exist, Vanitas would look like Donald. I've actually already mentioned that, Ventures. Basically, that is, think of that as like natural hide, darkness hide, like as a beast, basically. And yeah, the guy who plays Vanitas does an amazing job of him in this one.
Terra!
Evil Donald. Oh, excuse me. That's my best Donald voice. I can't do it. Sorry, guys.
Terra!
It's okay.
Honestly, it's pretty creepy as is, Pandemonium, when he takes the mask off. Right at the end of this storyline. Yeah, I know it's the guy who plays Sora as Uran. I just couldn't think of his damn name. Haley Joel Osment, or whatever. As you said. Yeah, that guy's got to be killing his throat every day, Funnel Cloud. Seriously, am I the only one who actually really likes Ventus's rearguard style of fighting? Not that I'm aware of you.
Wait, Ben!
Of the three, I kind of like how Ventus rides his glider the best. Because Terra's got the motorcycle thing, Aqua's got like the Vesper thing, and or whatever that's called, and Ventus is on a freaking skateboard. Or a jet board or whatever. Okay, so we just got that. Hang on a second. I'll update that later. Okay. Yeah, no one taught them, Fuke. The only one who could is Yensid, theoretically. That is, of course, assuming he had it, which we are assuming. Hey, Nerdman, welcome back. You kind of missed Terra, but hey, we missed you too. Didn't we, guys? Glare. Okay, so what can I start working on with this now? I've got strike rate. I need to level that. I need a Blizzara. I don't have anything else, do I? I guess we'll work on that. Yeah, so you're actually forced to go to the jackasses first. In fairness, they're not jackasses, they're jackass. One guy here is just makes me want to slug him. Hey, Darth McTaters, I haven't seen you in a bit. What's up, dude? Seriously, though, I want to slug this guy. Not Darth McTaters, I want to slug the dwarf. Grumpy. In particular. He is a terrible human being. So Terra usually interacts with the villains or the darker side of a world. Ventus usually interacts with the more Disney side of the world. The fantastical, the ridiculous, the silly.
Wow.
No, Nerdman. Oh, that's why I haven't seen it. I've been streaming all day, dude. I was actually explaining the value of the reverse grip style to my friend. He was like, dude, that's so stupid. I'm like, no, look. And it's funny because it kind of fits Ventus's mentality. It's very difficult to properly defend yourself with that, but as a flat-out quick attack method, and yeah, I could see the advantages. So I've decided not to go ahead and skip everything. We're going to do a little bit of fighting as we go through, so I don't have to do too much just stop and grinding once we hit Radiant Guard. Especially because I want to get working on Faith and Salvation, basically, now. And, like I said, I have a harder time with Ventus. This is wrong. There we go. Faith and Salvation are both magic attacks, aren't they? Or, to get to the relevant question, they both benefit from magic haste. Correctly. You can kind of already see how different Ventus plays. The reach problem is the biggest problem for me, personally. He has so little reach that I feel like I have to get right up in the enemy's face to hit them, and that's because I do. This is what I mean by the dodge thing. If you string it correctly, which I'm doing every now and again, he can basically be completely invincible. Except for like a couple frames every second or two. A friend of mine could only beat the spoiler boss on Ventus because of that invincibility of the dodge roll. Oh, well, I guess I'll have to work on both hastes then.
Huh? Who are you?
I'm Ventus. Call me Ven.
Hang on. I thought only your friends could call you Ven.
Diamond thief! Take cover, you fools!
Depends on how many other hearts are powering up Sora, since Ventus himself would also be powering up Sora.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you.
You didn't? Oh, you mean you're not here for our diamonds?
That's not nice. Treating me like some kind of bad guy. I'm just trying to find a friend. His name is Terra. He's dressed kind of like me, about yay tall.
Sounds like a tall tale to me. Go on, get!
We don't know any Terra.
Please, could you come over here? I just want to talk.
Don't fall for it! Stay where you are!
Yeah, I know, Samurai.
All right. Then we'll do this the hard way.
You'll notice I consistently call him Ventus, by the way. I'm doing that on purpose. Ventus's personality is so on his sleeve. He has... Now, try to keep in mind, he is like the princesses of Heart at this point in time. In other words, he is quite literally absent darkness within him. He has a total absence of darkness. All that he is made of is light. I don't think that's relevant to his character. I'm just mentioning it because it's relevant to later events. Actually, I do, okay. he also he is the other side of naivete. We talked about how Terra was naive, kind of in an adult fashion. How adults, I know, Terra isn't an adult, but it is the adult way of naivete. The idea of not really being able to see the forest for the trees, kind of a situation. Ventus, by contrast, is naive like a child would be, and I don't mean that as an insult, by the way. It is very telling of his character. Come on. God damn it. Let me attack. And no, I am not Ventus's friend. I don't hate him or anything, no mistake. But, yeah. I could imagine Ventus not actually wanting to be my friend in real life. He'd be like, dude, what the hell? Why would you willingly give up your heart? What is wrong with you? And I'd be like, well, yada yada yada. And he'd be like, I don't understand any of that because I'm like 14 or whatever, so... I hate this one. This is my least favorite one right there. There we go. I just want to talk! So that's bashful. And we already know where Dopey is. You know, guys, doing this is just making me want to kill you more. Get back here. Get back here. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Oh, God. I'll kill... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. No. I'll kill you. I forget which one this one is. Big dwarf dude. Who's weird. Oh yeah, his command style, his unique young early command style is really indicative of Ventus's fighting mindset too. He basically attacks twice as fast. Along with a few other... Happy, that was Happy, thank you. He's not happy anymore! And there's Sneezy, of course. Yeah, you know, it's funny, since this is not the worst Ventus minigame, but it's also not the only Ventus minigame I don't care for. This is Grumpy, of course. Oh, the ice cream. You guys should get in your bets now of how many times you think I'm going to fail the ice cream thing. "13 failures. That would be a new record. Of course, you're sleepy. Super bomb. Absolutely, Darth McTators. So there's, like I said, sleepy. So wait, what did I already spoil, Thanatos? Yeah, that reminds me. Remind me to save before I do the ice cream minigame. I don't remember who that is. I know who it is, but I can't remember his name. The very first... You mean as in on the PS3 version? I failed 12 times. The 13th time I succeeded.
I'm telling you, I'm no thief.
Ah, that's what they all say.
Well, we're on to you.
Fine, I get it. You want me to leave, I'll leave.
Doc, that's his name.
Oh, but can you tell me where I can find some other people around here?
There's a castle beyond the chorus. I mean the forest.
Got it. Well, thanks.
Actually, I do want all of their diamonds, so I'm gonna come back, kill the dwarves, take all their diamonds. And that way I don't have to grind up money later. I'll just go talk to Scrooge and be like, hey, I found all these diamonds. Can you give me all the abilities I ever need? There's only 2 I need. One's called Faith and one's called Salvation. Nothing yet. It is Samurai. I was pretty amused when that came to be. Welcome back, Bragwin. Join me. What? No? I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just obsessively getting rid of the new. The new, it's like, Birth by Sleep is like the worst game for the new to me. Exactly, Sonic Doctor. I said you could call me Ven, but I lied. And they all turned into dwarfs too. I'm sure you will act completely differently then, too, Chaos Rider. Man, maybe I shouldn't be leveling. I mean, I'm not getting anything out of this. My abilities aren't leveling. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking right now, Brickwin. So yeah, we're just gonna... These are just, like, not really worth it, so we're just gonna keep going. I'm getting, like, no X, but no command levels, so moving on. Yes, I have Dragon Cat. I don't remember the context from which I asked that question, Night Dawn. The Seeker of Darkness is complicated. Basically, a heart that is kept going with a sense of self.
This must be where those little men...
Ansem the Wise is either a person who has been consumed by revenge, or half of a person who's been consumed by revenge.
There!
Although that is, of course, always the question. And you'd be surprised how many times this comes up amongst my friends and I. If you had to pick one of the Triforce pieces and all the negative aspects that come with that, which would you pick? And it is actually kind of a tricky question when you think on it. So, similar... Oh, a puzzle piece! Oh, I totally don't care. Moving on. Am I going in yet? Yes. Oh, right. I don't... Oh, Ventus. Easy answer. Ventus is everything Sora isn't. I know that sounds insulting. And again, it's not like I actually dislike Sora. He's actually quite well written. But Ventus is all the innocence and the lightheartedness and the childlike, or without being childish. He's really a likable character in my opinion. Oh, by the way, this is like right after Terra came through here. So Terra met Snow White out in the clearing, and then she got scared away by the unversed, and now Ventus finds her.
What's wrong?
These horrible trees. They tried to grab me.
It's okay. It's just your imagination.
Okay. You were probably just seeing...
Except we're in Kingdom Hearts, so it totally wasn't your imagination. Beware of trees, everyone! Ventus.
Oh, thank you.
Ventress can go screw herself.
I'm sure I'll get along somehow.
Although, in fairness, Ventress was really screwed
Do
over
need
by a lot of
place to
people.
sleep at night. Would you know anywhere I might?
I will if you stop
I
rhyming.
saw a house just up ahead. Come
Pretty
on,
much, yeah,
I'll
Michael.
take you there.
Negative aspects,
I'm
Fuke?
Ventus.
Ah.
Ven for short.
You're not. No! You're Ventus! Stop.
My name's Snow White.
And now for an escort mission.
Let's get going.
Ah. The most obvious negative aspect of the Triforce of Wisdom is you lack any real combative ability or long-term feasibility of it. You are pretty much destined to lose the Triforce of Wisdom. It will provide you protection. It will enable you to endure things you otherwise wouldn't, and of course it will grant you wisdom, but nothing else. The Triforce of Courage allows you to use the tools that are around you at your disposal. The ability to be very adaptive, if you will. But it does not actually empower you in any real way. It doesn't make you superhuman. It doesn't add to your strength, or your agility, or your intellect, or anything. It's just, yep. And of course, the Triforce of Power, while obviously useful in the fact that it does grant you superhuman abilities and makes you more powerful in combat, focuses you in more, so you're more linear-minded. And I've often theorized, so we're just going to add this to the equation here, that it also... There we go. Stupid tree. Anyways, that it also makes it so that you are more prone to obsession. Like, you lose the ability to think outside the box, basically. Your mind rots away as time goes on. Worst escort mission ever. You know, there's one that always comes to mind as really bad. What are you doing, Snow White? It's from World of Warcraft. Vanilla. It doesn't exist anymore. Red Ridge Mountains. And in Red Ridge Mountains, there's a guy you gotta go rescue who's being captured by orcs. And then you gotta escort him out of a cave. While he walks slowly out of a cave that is infested by orcs that, if you're doing it at level in vanilla, are more than willing to beat the snot out of you. I didn't mind Ashley in Resident Evil 4, so I can't pick that one. I remember the GoldenEye one, though.
I'm pretty sure you'll be safe here. But sit tight while I look around.
Am I offline right now? Okay, I'm still online. Whew.
Someone's asleep in here.
That's true, Michael. Queen Minnie was just being
The coast
obstinate.
is clear. Not a monster in sight. Huh.
Couldn't stay away, could you? And who invited you in, you rotten thief?
Oh no, he's not a thief. He rescued me.
You mustn't be mauled. I mustn't be fooled by him, Princess.
Just go on and get.
Please don't send him away. You see, he helped me when I was lost. And oh so very frightened.
Maybe some of the old ones,
Making
Paladin.
flowers by the wood.
Like
There was a stranger
Goldfinger.
there. He had a sword, but it was like a key. And then these monsters came and...
A sword like
Chaos, you would clearly pick Wisdom.
Terra!
You mean this stranger saw you and sent his horde of evil demons after you?
Terra would never do that!
Oh, of course. I'm sure he wouldn't. Not if he's someone who's your friend.
And he didn't, so...
Princess, you trustn't be so trusting.
He's a lion. Mark my words.
I'll prove it!
Ah, the frickin' dwarves. I take it back. It's not just Grumpy. All of them are terrible. This is why Kay should never play a character named Snow White. Welcome back, Night Forager. Time to die. Oh no, I would totally say wisdom for you, Deutsch. Right. Boss fight. I probably should have saved for this. Titans, that's obvious. You would go for the middle Triforce. No, you'd probably go for Courage. That's because everything was worse in Fables, from what I understand. Damn it. I'll have to say, his counterattack is probably one of my favorites. Mostly because it's very accurate, very fast, and doesn't give a damn how far away the enemy is. Well, Zeiss, you would have the Triforce of Greed. Braig would have the Triforce of Sexy. Samurai would have the Triforce of Kingdom Hearts. Wait. Damn. Stop jumping. No, Rory. I haven't. You're talking about the Telltale game, right? Oh! It should just happen! Damn it, just give me my Kingdom Hearts Nintendo. Just do it! And do it right! Sarah! Here's all the money. Here's all the time. Do it! Do it. It is an apple. Being carried by this horrible witch. Of course, Chaos Rider. Have you never seen Zelda in Smash Brothers?
Drop this.
Oh, I thank you, my pet. To tell the truth, I really don't know what I would have done without that. Haven't I seen that sword before?
Terra has one. You know Terra?
Oh, yes, yes. That ruffian pointed one of those at me asking about some Xehanort. My poor
Oh my
heart
god,
nearly
Braigwin.
stopped.
That doesn't sound like him at all.
Here, let me open up Skype over
Ma'am,
here.
where did Terra go?
I'm sure I have no idea. Must you all menace a poor granny so?
What? No, I was just...
Honestly, Pandemonium, no, I don't think that's likely to happen. Unfortunately. I do think we're going to see more Nintendo and Square cooperation in the future, because there have been movements toward that for the better part of a year and a half, or 2 years now. But I don't think we're going to see that happening. So, this is once again Ventus having the childlike naivete. In other words, he is receiving information from people that they are incorrect about, or incomplete, or is incomplete information, and he is making assumptions about it. I mention this because it makes me wonder how much the other two suspected Terra of being a bad guy, or giving into the darkness, or whatever, from the beginning. Because these, how do I put it? These sort of, accusations don't just come out of thin air, you know? Yeah, let's go do this one next. Oh, easily Sora, Sonic Doctor. Yeah, Disney is... Let's just say that we'd probably have more Kingdom Hearts right now if not for Disney. I mean, I could actually go ahead and talk about some of the details, but suffice it to say that Dissidia, that we should have had, you know? So this is a great example of what I meant about how... Ventus interacts with people in a completely different way than the other two. She actually, wow. He, you know, Terra comes here, walks around amongst the people. Aqua comes here, we'll see this later, interacts with the fairy godmother, and I'll talk more about her interaction with the Disney World later. Ventus comes here and interacts with the mice. Again, the child's perspective of Disney movies. And if I could say something kind of weird here, I feel like this is actually an interesting way of thinking of the Disney movies in general. Now, let me go ahead and say something that might be considered a little controversial. I like Disney movies. I do, genuinely. I still enjoy rewatching some of the greats. You know, Lion King, Robin Hood, Aladdin. There are several. I'm not going to go down the whole list, but you know what I mean. I genuinely enjoy Disney movies. I'm 33, you know? But I have a different perspective of when I enjoyed these movies when I was younger. Terra is the one who is enjoying these movies from the middle perspective. You know, someone who is still growing up. Yeah, I like Tarzan, too. Aqua will be enjoying these movies from the perspective of the adult. But Ventus, the way he interacts with these, he basically is the child. He's being caught up in the events of the movies. He's being caught up in the actual fantasy, the tale aspect of the story, rather than any of the other things. So he doesn't see the darker aspects of things. He doesn't see the more serious implications. He's here getting swept up in the ride, you know? And again, this is probably the best example of that. All of them are good examples of that. But this is a good example. I mean, who did he interact with back in there? He interacted with the frickin' dwarves. And to a lesser extent, Snow White herself and the frickin' witch. The queen, whatever her name was. So that's Jacques. And that's who Ventus will be interacting with most.
What's all the fuss about?
Somebody new in the house. Somebody never saw before.
Oh, a new friend. Where is he?
In a trap down the stairs.
Oh, dear.
Now, this is Ventus.
What is going on?
In a mousetrap.
Huh? Somebody tell me how I got so small!
Don't be afraid. Oh.
I still can't believe that's Jennifer
I've
Hale.
never seen a mouse like you before.
Mouse?
Jacques, you better explain things to him.
I also like how she keeps assuming he's a mouse for some reason. I already gave you the reason, guys.
Look, little guy, break her easy. Not a worry, Bow. We like you. Flinderelli like you too.
Also, I really like what they did with Jacques. He does still speak in his own particular mannerisms, but the subtitles are much more ordinary, normally written text. So if you're having trouble actually picking up on what he's saying, you can read it and still catch up to it. It's kind of like the Donald situation all over again.
She's a nice, very nice. Come on now, Delta. Name it Jack.
I'm Ventus. Call me Ven.
Shut up, Ven. Need a soda? Ask the Jack.
Cinderella? Oh, well. Time to get to my chores. I'll see you in a little while, then.
Wow, I guess she's got her hands full.
Just work. Step Muddy keep a Flinderelli busy all day.
She didn't seem to mind much, though.
No, not so Flinderelli. She work hard. Got a dream, big dream. Dream gonna come true.
That sounds like somebody I know.
Being a Keyblade master is all I've dreamed about.
Hey, maybe you can help me find him. His name's Terra. You seen him?
Yes, Sonic Doctor. But then again, I'm okay with hearing Jacques' particular manner of speech. It's the same reason I had no trouble understanding the woman in Dragon Age Inquisition whose name I can't remember. The Red Jenny woman. What the heck was her name? Anyways. What are Velma legs? Do I want to know what Velma legs are? Nah. Sarah, that was her name. So I gotta be honest, I'm just gonna rip through this level because I don't actually like it all that much. I tend to get lost in the back door areas like where I am right now, so we're just gonna keep going.
What's that?
That's a palace. King's Palace. Gonna be a big ball tonight.
I gotta be honest, that looks like the
Cinderella
least practical castle I've ever seen in my life.
Hello, you two. Have you become friends already?
Oh, yes. Or wait. No! Ah!
Oh, that's wonderful.
You sure look happy, Cinderella.
I'm going to the royal ball tonight. I guess dreams really do come true.
Cinderella!
My dress will have to wait.
Cinderella! Cinderella!
All right. I'm coming.
Poor Flinderelli. She not go to the ball.
Why not?
You see, they fix her. Work. She'll never get a dress done.
It's funny you say that, Darch Monster, since they did that in the original movie, if you'll recall. She did that, I should say.
With what?
Fix up Flinderelli dress for the ball.
Leave the sewing to the women, because that was a line in the movie. Don't blame me.
Okay, let's do it. I'll go find whatever we need. Jacques, you get things set up here.
Johnson. Ben, here for Rusafi.
Rusafi?
Rusafi, a cat. Meany, sneaky, jump a two, bite a two.
Gotcha.
Love the dialect, I really do. Yeah. So this is the part I don't like right here. This is a fetch quest. I gotta go find all these little items. And then kill myself, because, oh my god. Oh, don't be silly, Paladin. This was like the 50s when this movie came out. I also like how one of the ways you can get around on Ventus is a freaking ball of yarn. Yeah, if it came out today, people would be like, oh my god! Rough translation. Something from the 50s that wasn't sexist. Cigarette ads. They had their own problems. What do I need? I need all sorts of stuff. All the things. God, I have no money right now. Can I sell anything? Yes. Hey, Scott Mist. Okay, so... let's see. I need... Kiraga, which I can get. I can only afford one of those. Roga, so I can start working on that. Blizzara. Why don't we start working on Blizzara? Sorry, I'm really limited on spells right now, so... yeah, I don't know, Rory. I used to think that it's actually... it was like a pet name, no pun intended. Like it was just what the mice called him. But no, his actual freaking name in the movie is Lucifer. They actually named him freaking Lucifer. For God's sakes. But then again, this is Maleficent, at least in Birth by Sleep. I mention that because, for those of you not aware, Maleficent's bird is named Diablo. So, you know, nice little parallel connection thing there. No, they need to add another R for that to work. Scott missed. I've never actually gotten around to watching the How to Train Your Dragon, even though my sister keeps wanting me to, so... Okay, now you're reaching a little bit, Scott missed. Why are their clothes just on the ground in here? This is... you know, whatever. By the way, I love the idea because Aqua and Terra both are, you know, normal-sized, as you might imagine when going through this area. I feel like it would have been funny if they'd actually found Ventus while they were here, you know? Like, oh, Ven, we found you! Wait. Why did you... I don't think I need to answer that question, Bragwin. I've already explained why I think he shrinks. It's an extreme form of it, but I still think this is the perception filter thing, and on full display here. He is the... It fits best for him to interact with the mice here for his fantastical perspective on life. So he is their size, so he can interact with the mice. It's pretty simple, really. That's a good point, Scott missed. I hadn't thought about that. I thought Google discontinued Safe Search. Oh god. Ugh. This freaking music. That's probably the unconscious reason. See you around, Samurai. That Samurai's leaving right now! It's the music. The music drove us away. Thank god it's over. Thank god the unversed are here. That is nightmarish, Bragwin. But only because of the seizures. I could always use a good seizure, you know. By the way, one weird thing about Birth by Sleep, you know how in like every RPG ever except Final Fantasy V, status effects are useless when you use them, and really awesome when the enemy uses them? You ever notice that? Of course you have, because you've played an RPG before, and you've noticed this fact. Birth by Sleep, you can use status effects a lot, and in fact they're really useful and really powerful in a lot of cases. And it's interesting that they actually went that way with it. There's the Blizzara I need. I think that's all I can do right now. I don't remember Nocturne, the only Shin Megami Tensei game I really played a lot, well enough to know. To remember, I should say. But I'll take your word on it. Damn it, Zeiss. How could you? How could you turn on me like this? No, Scott missed. No, that would be a bad thing. As I try to remember where the heck I'm supposed to go here. It's kind of funny because in most, well, I shouldn't say most, in FF5 in particular, status effects are really useful. A little bit too useful. If you know what you're doing with them, they can basically crush the every enemy in the game. It's just you can't use the same status effect with each enemy. You have to know which ones are with the boom. I don't remember how it sounded in 358. But as you can see, I just used Stun Edge there, and it actually worked. He is actually stunned. Holy crap. Weird, isn't it, guys? Sadly, Zeiss has already become half Xehanort. Oh, God! Ah! I just want to open the chest. There we go. Yeah, I'm seeing it Thursday myself. I am pretty excited for it. There it is. No! In which game? Shiryu. Sorry. So B is attack, not jump. Just for future reference, guys. Oh my god. I'm actually not looking forward to Thursday all that much, though, if I'm being honest. A lot of stuff going on that day. We'll see. Hopefully Star Wars will make up for it, because I'll basically be ending the day with Star Wars. Kind of, Zeiss. It means eventually you'll be taken over completely by Xehanort. And there will be no Zeiss left, just Xehanort. Or Zeissenort. I guess you're more like Zeissenort right now. That actually sounds good, Scott. I ponder the option of getting pizza myself. No beer, I'm not an alcohol guy. But beer, pizza, Canada Dry, and Kingdom Hearts sounds like a good combo to me. Yeah, I love the timing of that. You're fine, by the way, Chaos Rider. Nightbot's just trying to keep people informed that for the immediate duration, basically until Saturday, we have a complete no tolerance policy on Star Wars spoilers. Like, 0 tolerance policy. And I decided to set the bot up to repeat that just to make sure that people who weren't here for that announcement are aware of it. Mini-boss, nothing. You're going to be a full-on endgame boss. It's going to be awesome. Fuke, all I got to say to you is this. Have I ever explained to you guys why I do that symbol? It's a really cheesy, silly reason. Yes, Thanatos, if you check my website, I actually have a stream scheduled for this Saturday that is just full on, all the spoilers all the time, so we can all discuss it. I've had that on this schedule for a while, actually. So yeah, this Saturday. Pretty much no matter where we're at in the lore run. Like, the goal is to finish the lore run before that event, but if we don't, then the Star Wars thing takes precedence. Actually, Michael, I always like the idea of people stepping on them, like, completely by accident. Oh, crap, I went the wrong way. This is why I hate this frickin'... But yeah, I was originally going to do it, like, Thursday night. You know, for those of us seeing the midnight showing. And then, my viewers convinced me that that would be incredibly stupid, and they were right. So then I was going to do it Friday, but then my viewers could convince me that would be stupid too, because a lot of people are just seeing it Friday. Not everyone can go to the midnight showing stuff. Yes, permission granted, Darsh Monster. Not everyone can go, and not everyone wants to go to the midnight showing either. So I went ahead and pushed it back to Saturday, so there's a much better chance that anyone who wants to participate in that discussion is probably going to have already seen the movie by Saturday. So... And there'll be a big old warning on the stream title that's like, "Hey guys, spoilers, blah blah blah." So, have you never been to my website, Thanatos? Why did? Oh, okay, yeah, I know what that did. Okay, so now we do this. We get stuck in the web. No! No! Stuck in the web. Hey, Dios, you're awesome. What's up, dude? Kill me now. Okay, so that should allow us to go over here. Whatever. You can participate in any discussion you want to, Fugue. The reason that the spoiler warning is there is because we're going to be talking about spoilers. I'm not going to be holding back at all. So, you know. You are absolutely welcome, Scott Mist. I hope I hope I've helped, basically, you know. And all I gotta say is, I've gotten a lot of different comments on my Dream Drop Distance video that were like, "Oh, dude, you made the time travel actually make sense." Like, I got a lot of comments about that.
Leave it to me.
Oh my god, don't worry guys, the music is almost over. We've got to do an escort quest, and then, like, a really easy boss fight, and I'm going to save now that I said that. And then we're done with Beepity Boppity Boo. Until we come back here on Aqua. Did I really, Samurai? I'll consider that a compliment. Lore talks? I don't know. What is there to talk about lore-wise? Yeah, you can probably go to supper. I don't have much planned to talk about until we hit Radiant Garden, which is basically 2 worlds from now. I'll be talking about the time travel thing extensively this time through, as well. In fact, I feel like I have a better way to explain how it works. Re-going through the series just a couple weeks ago really helped refresh me on the time travel mechanics. It's a cat, Ventus. Just beat it up if... Okay, whatever. I know. That's not his mindset. He's acting as if he's in the tail. Because he is. Rucifi!
Flurry, flurry, bang, bang!
Flurry, flurry! Flurry! Dream Drop Distance is about the size of most Kingdom Hearts games that aren't 2. So about the same length as Birth by Sleep overall.
Time to play, cat.
I love this.
Take the pearls, Jack. I'll hold them off. Run!
Yes, by the way, he literally just said Zug Zug. I'm not kidding. I'm really curious what they're doing with Dream Drop Distance in 2.8, since, you know, a lot of the control things are going to be impossible. Wasn't sure which attack he was using there. Oh, one other difference in playstyle that just occurred to me to mention. Ventus is much more of an aerial combatant than the other two are. Ah, damn it, right. So Ventus also has these QTE moments, which I'm really terrible at. I don't know, Kingdom Hearts is... I mean, it's bad, but, you know... I'm failing at the joke. The joke I was going for was the fact that Bloodborne is the lighthearted one of the two. That is true, Night Forger.
Wow!
Yes, Dark Monster. And I'm failing at doing it again, so whatever. This is your first one, Chaos Rider? I hope you enjoy it. I really do. There's nothing quite like shared enthusiasm.
Oh, Rasa, big thank you.
No thanks needed. You saved me before, so I saved you. That's what friends do, right?
Zug, Ben Jaka, good friend.
Now, let's get that dress finished.
You know... Yeah, I'm not even going to go into it. I only do D-links in specific situations. For the most part, I ignore them as well, Progressive.
Oh, well. What's a royal ball?
Hey, Darkrai. God, that castle bothers me every time I see that.
Suppose it would be frightfully
I look at that and I think there's
dull,
like no reason to
boring,
conquer that castle. It's
completely-
just that useless.
completely wonderful.
Cinderella!
Cinderella, Cinderella, blah, 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 blah.
Is that my dress?
Yes. It's a present from us.
That's a good point. Does anybody
Now
actually
you have
use
a dress for the
D-links
ball.
often? Also, I'm not a mouse.
Why, it's such a surprise.
Flurry, time a dough, Flitterbelly.
Oh, thank you.
No kidding, Darch Monster. The funny thing is, it actually does fall. Just not in that way. We'll be seeing that in this game, actually. Not for a while, though. Probably tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow.
I wonder.
Being a Keyblade Master is all I've dreamed about.
This is actually the second time we've seen this.
I know. You, me, and Ven all share the same dream.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. I'd never really thought about it. At least until you asked me. My dream is to become a Keyblade Master.
Don't worry.
Hope a Ven dream comes
You
true,
won't.
too.
Yeah, no kidding,
I just
Walter
need to
World.
keep on believing. Right?
Zug.
Yeah, what Michael says is true. There is a use to the D-links. It's mostly a cool factor. One of the D-links I actually like using a lot is Cinderella's, believe it or not. She gets a lot of really cool spells in her moveset. Trying to think. There's a few D-links that you get completely unique abilities from. Zack. Zack is one of them. Darkrai, just to let you know, not that I'm worried about you doing this, we have a no-tolerance policy with regards to Star Wars being mentioned right now. We are at a full no-men situation with Star Wars, okay? Just letting you know. I don't want to hear if it's good. I don't want to hear if it's bad. I don't want to hear nothing. It exists. That's as far as we're allowed to go. I tend to do that as well, Azure. Still no fleeting. Like I said, I'm not worried about you breaking that Darkrai, but I wanted to get that information out there. Don't want to just spring it on you. $11 a.m. EST, roughly, Dios. Usual time, in other words. It's also mentioned on the website. Although, actually, it might not have a time mentioned on the website. But either way, it's the usual time. Morning. My morning, of course.
Still no sign of Terra. Huh.
So, the weird thing is, this actually happens before Terra... Or is this after? I think this is before. Because it's like Ventus... Oh, maybe it's not. I'm wrong. Terra comes here first. Then Ventus, then Aqua. That's the order. My bad. Lorerunner.com is the website, Fuke.
Stop! You get away from her!
What? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, I've never seen anyone so beautiful.
I meant... It's an interesting quote coming from him, since it's meant in a very innocent way.
Are you?
I'm Ventus. But
What
you
stream,
can call me
Darkrai?
Ven.
Oh, you don't seem bad, dear. I'm certain you have a pure heart, just like our precious Aurora.
That sounds like a casual statement, but it's funny because it's literally true. Remember, she is a princess of light, ergo has no darkness in her heart. And neither does Ventus, although, unlike the princesses, which are a natural occurrence, Ventus was kind of forced on him by Xehanort.
Can you tell me why she's sleeping?
Long ago, Maleficent cursed her. Now she's stolen her heart.
Well then, why don't I go get it back for her?
That's impossible, dear. Maleficent's home is at the Forbidden Mountain. It's not safe.
I'm not afraid. We can't just leave Aurora like this.
Saturday,
I can
Darkrai,
help.
like I just
You
said.
gotta believe me. Come on, let's go get her heart.
You know, you're absolutely right. The Forbidden Mountain is through the forest. Come along, follow us. After all, we wouldn't want you to get lost.
I do like the name Aurora. It's also funny how similar it is to Aurora. Aurora, Aroga. Then you must be destroyed, Darkrai! I'm kidding. Okay, do I have any money right now? What else do I need? Right, I'm already working on my Blazara. I already have a strike raid. So that's good to go. That's gonna give me a freeze raid. I need an Aroga. Yeah, exactly, Bregman. Like I said, he is very innocent. It's pretty awesome, actually. Everything I can sell? Yes, I do. Just this one. I think it's almost inevitable it's going to lead to a Keyblade war, assuming it keeps going. Whoops, wrong thing. The more different people you have with different ideals, the more likely it is they'll come to blows over things, you know what I mean? As I've said before, you don't have to actually be in opposition to each other to disagree with each other. The good news is grinding for abounding crystals on Ventus and Aqua is going to be way easier than it was on Terra. On Terra, I had to basically go to the end of a zone line, kill 3 enemies which were in very irritating location, and then run all the way back, so it really added to the footwork aspect of the grind. Ventus and Aqua both can literally go through a door, kill 2, go back through the door, go through the door, kill 2, etc, etc, etc. So they can grind them very, very quickly. So, speaking of Star Wars, I know, I said no mentioning, but this isn't related to Episode 7, at least not directly. Actually, Fuke, it's very well hinted in Kingdom Hearts Kai that the reason there were so many Keyblade wielders as opposed to just, the few, is because there were so many recruits, specifically for the masters, the foretellers, to fight amongst each other. So they were mass recruiting Keyblade wielders. Damn it, Aqua Monster. Anyways, so just for amusement's sake, my friend and I, have been watching several fan edits of the prequel trilogy, just to see what they do with them. One of them was actually kind of interesting. I forget exactly which one, so ask. But it was one that, like, completely removed, like, 90% of Jar Jar's dialogue. But the dialogue that was there, he did this voiceover of, like, a Huttese-style voice. So Jar Jar went from Misa to and he completely put in new subtitles for him. It wasn't perfectly written, and there were some serious flaws with it, but it was actually pretty interesting. So we're like, okay, cool. Why don't we go ahead and watch some more of these, These are fun. So we started branching out, and we came into an interesting discovery. There are lots and lots of really, really bad fan edits of the prequels. In some cases, they're so ridiculous, not just in terms of how badly edited they are, but the design choices they make. It's actually kind of awesome. It's like, oh, and so I cut out all these political espionage scenes, and I got rid of all these scenes because we wanted to have a more mature version of Star Wars. It's just funny, and so we just started watching them and laughing at them, and it was pretty enjoyable. It's okay, Aqua Mouser, who is totally not Aqua. Although Deutsch is a bunny. I think Brigwin is too, from what I understand. Every bunny is a good bunny when he gets down to it. One of my favorites was one that removed, and I quote, unnecessary CGI in the fight between Palpatine and Mace Windu. And we were both staring at it like, what? What? Okay, I mean, there's CGI in that scene, but what was removed? So we went back and watched it, and what was removed was, it's like, so Palpatine's like, no, you will die! And then he's like, oh, I can't stop it! And he's all of a sudden super deformed. They just completely skipped the entire him lightning Mace Windu scene. It was so off. Any good fan edits? Yeah, some of them are okay. As I was discussing, because we actually had this big discussion about it, the ultimate limitation with doing a fan edit is an editor can only do one of two things. Remove or rearrange. That's it. You cannot add to the work. You are forced to use what you already have. And that is a huge limitation when it comes to the prequels and what you can do with them. Excuse me. Oh. Pardon me. Neck's been giving me issues for the last few months. Yay, I'm out. Yeah, basically Thanatos. That was not the only example of that. In fact, there was one thing that pissed me off a little bit. So, okay. One of my favorite lines that isn't from Palpatine in Episode 3 is, "So this is how Liberty dies, with thunderous applause." It's a great line. It really speaks to Padme's character, her insight into the situation, and just kind of helps to showcase that she is a part of these events, right? So I like that line. They removed that line in one of the edits, and the reasoning stated was, It was embarrassing. Don't ask me how. I don't know, but it was apparently embarrassing. So, well, zero gravity. Aureus, we're not sure. I can theorize as to lore for them, but if there is official lore, we don't know it yet. It hasn't come to light yet, basically. Put it that way. I can only give speculations onto the lore nature of the data battles. But if you're asking if there's lore in the game, the answer is no. See you around, Kay. Get down here! Get down here so I can defeat you! Brigwin, it's not my fault. You're the one who's wearing the ears and the tail. Ah! Yes, I am aware of that, Darker. Sorry, I don't know why I had trouble discerning that sentence. I guess I shouldn't be checking this so often. I don't have much to actually work with at the moment. Ah! Ow! One other thing that edit I just mentioned did was he chopped out all the dialogue in the Obi-Wan versus Anakin cutscene. The big fight between them at the end at Mustafar. Now, on the one hand, I'm with that, because most of that dialogue was bad. It detracts from the fight. But the problem is he didn't do anything to smooth it over. So it's like, all of a sudden, the awesome, incredible song just sort of jumps forward, and all of a sudden, instead of being like here, they're suddenly over here. You know, no attempt to actually smooth it over at all. It's just all of a sudden, and they're still fighting, and they're still fighting. It only happened like 3 times, but still. Hey, Mugwump. Oh my gosh. The hardest for me was probably Axel.
Looks like we're stuck.
Although, honestly, Vexen was pretty bad, too. And so was Marluxia. So those 3. And Luxord. I suppose I should add Luxord to that list. They were terrible Thanatos, but I mean, oh my god.
Shall we?
I beat everyone but the Lingering Sentiment, Scott missed. Or the Lingering Will, whatever. I got close on the Lingering Sentiment, but then I got screwed, basically. So. He locked out my attack, and so I had to magic him down, and I was having trouble doing so while living. Axel was pretty brutal for me. Oh, Mugwump asked about the trailer. Take a drink! There's no water in here. Hang on. I need to get a drink. Ah. Oh. Ugh. So, the chair has returned. Really, Darkrai? So there is the drink for Mugwump's question. See you around, Pandemonium. Do I have... No, I don't, do I? How's my money? Yeah, not so great. Really, Zeiss? I hate these guys. Frickin' pikemen. And archers. Pikemen and archers. They're like the most irritating things to fight as a melee. One has reach, the other has range. You know, you'd be surprised how often I'm asked that, Scott Mist. Especially when my Star Wars videos went live last year. I don't really have a good answer for you. I think most people, you know, those included, are too negative on the prequels. And I'm being serious. I mean, even Episode 1 wasn't that bad. Not compared to other bad movies. It just was not a good Star Wars movie. And it was not a good movie.
Careful, they're Maleficents.
Yeah, last December.
Nothing.
Is when that started coming out.
Tension. No sleeping on the job.
I like how that's how he rushes into combat. If I was to change one thing, Fat Squeak, maybe have like a slow-mo mode for the flow motion. Slow-mo mode for the flow motion. Wow, that's a weird sentence to say. Otherwise, nothing at all. Whatsoever. They're not attacking me. You mean CinemaSins, Ventus? I'm assuming, based on the way that is phrased. Slow FOMO. Slow-mofo? Slow-mofo. There we go. Slow-mofo. We got it. Well, in that case, no, Ventures. I haven't been keeping up on my YouTube because I've been streaming all day, every day. So I have not seen that he has done anything about those yet. I'm not surprised that he is. This is the prime time to do it. Ironically, I am streaming Kingdom Hearts when I should be doing something Star Wars related. Clearly, I should have waited on the KOTOR Lorerun and done it now instead of earlier this year. Basically, yes, Fuke. Am I supposed to... I guess I am just supposed to beat these guys. Okay, whatever. I just rewatched the prequels, and they're better than I remember. I was probably a little bit too harsh when I was doing my rumination, but then again, that's kind of the point, is to really dig into them. Now, Episode 1... Oh god, this room. I do not like this room. And can you guess why? I noticed that too, Progressive. Probably more fuel to the fire that Roxas is actually Ventus. Not Ventus is nobody, just Ventus. That being said, Episode 3 was a real treat to rewatch. Honestly, rewatching Episode 3, even the stupid lines don't bother me as much as the frickin' mask for Palpatine. Completely ruined the otherwise perfect performance of Ian McDiarmid. in my opinion. Probably not, Deutsch. I mean, what aging has Ventus done in the past, 10 years? I probably shouldn't even bother to fight these guys. There's nothing. Okay. I've seen that Darkrai. I've seen and then that makes sense considering, and I know this is a weird reason, but KOTOR needs to be canon for Tor to be canon, and Tor is the only part of the EU that's still going, so it makes sense for them to make KOTOR canon to make Tor canon, so that Tor can keep going and still remain part of the Star Wars everything. I feel like I'm going the wrong way. No. I very much feel like I'm going the wrong way. Because there's a puzzle piece here. So yeah, I went the wrong way. Back we go. I know, Deutsch. Remember, Ventus was asleep and non-conscious and non-functional for the entirety of that period of time. So, even if Roxas still had Ventus's memories, his memories would be going to sleep at the end of Birth by Sleep, and then waking up in Twilight Town, just like that. 10 years have passed. That was a bad one. Let's try that again. Yeah. Nope, still didn't do it. There we go. Anyways. Okay, so where do I need to go here? This way, maybe? I already went that way. It's not that way. Wow! That was interesting. And I can't go this way, because this is just the... Yeah, it's just the dungeon. So it literally has to be this way. Unless there's a way I can get up, maybe. Oh. I do like how Maleficent's minions here vanish into green flame when they die. It's a nice touch. I've always gotten the weird impression that these basically aren't, like, real people. That they're just manifestations of her will kind of thing. Not in a literal, oh my gosh way, but more of a fantastical way. Well, let's try this again. See you around, Darkrai. Again, technically. No. I'm not good with mazes, so that's part of the problem here. Aha! We have found Aurora's heart. Nice, Guitar Wizard. So we chopped out everything except for the fight with Darth Maul. And I've seen a worse one, Guitar Wizard. I've seen a fan edit of episode 1 that's about 10 minutes long. Actually, no, that's an exaggeration. It's like 5 minutes long. It's really short. Like, really short.
That should do it.
Yay. And then everything went to white.
Don't you remember? We've met before.
We have?
Yes,
Why,
Omega.
of course, you said so yourself. Once upon a dream.
I never thought I would meet you. Outside of my dreams, that is.
Who
Also
are you?
Jennifer Hale,
What's
by
your
the way.
name?
Hmm? Oh, my name? Why, it's... Oh no, I can't. Goodbye.
I must see you.
I don't know. Maybe someday.
When? Tomorrow?
Oh no. This evening. At the cottage. In the glen.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2's aesthetics were great. That being said, the world that never was, the castle that never was, looks amazing in Dream Drop Distance.
What was that?
Aurora's memory. She must have gotten her heart back.
So her dream came true.
Yay.
Yes, not long ago. Dreams are very strong beliefs. Aurora's led her to her true love.
I see you hold strong beliefs too, don't you, dear?
Yep. You also have a strong light.
All right, hurry. We can't stay here.
But that's the maze. Oh, whatever. One of the weird things about Birth by Sleep is its worlds are actually quite large, relatively speaking, in terms of literal terrain size, but they also are more empty for that. I think that was done originally because the PSP had such a smaller resolution, they wanted to make sure you could clearly see what was going on and where you were and all that fun stuff.
Someone has released Aurora's heart. Tell me, child, was it you, Maleficent?
Only because you stole it in the first place.
A
Really?
Keyblade. You must be Ventus.
Huh? How do you know about me and the Keyblade?
My powers ensure I'd know of the key to bringing me hearts.
That's actually a lie,
Terra gave me a demonstration.
since she learned about it from Xehanort.
Terra? He was here?
Why, yes. In fact, it was he who stole Princess Aurora's heart.
That's a lie!
I was asked to leave you unharmed,
By
but it
Xehanort.
seems I have no choice.
Hey, it's the encounter! Holy crap! Xehanort fully informed her of a lot of things as part of his manipulations to ensure she would go and find the seven princesses of light for him. Basically manipulating her into being his patsy without her realizing it. I don't remember Fuke. A woman who's awesome. Let me show you how to do thunder. Except I don't have that ability yet, so I can't do it. Never mind. Never mind! Oh god. That's right, you can actually turn her sleep spell back on her. How many people remember that sleep was actually one of the great powers of Maleficent in the movie? I mentioned it because it's only ever mentioned in the games here, in Birth by Sleep, that she actually has power over sleep. Get it? No plans right now, Thanatos. Punch! Bregwin, I did not need to know that. Five kind of killed my interest in the series, if I'm being honest, Thanatos.
There's no way Terra would hurt somebody like that.
You don't believe me? That's unfortunate, for he agreed so easily.
He did?
No,
Ben, don't be
Ventus.
fooled.
Aqua!
Terra would never do that. You know that as well as I do.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Ah, The truth can be most cruel, even amongst the closest of friends. After all, one never knows the secrets of another's heart.
Depends on how good
I'm
it is, Chaos
sure
Rider.
you'll agree, Ventus. Aqua.
The master sent me. Huh? Ven, let's go home.
This is a tiny note, but I like how Maleficent always refers to Ventus as Ventus. She never shortens it to Ven.
But Terra...
Terra's not ready to leave yet.
Like right now, he's leaving you behind. And by the time you catch up, he'll be a different person.
Sorry, Aqua, but I can't go with you.
What?
It's just... I have to find him before it's too late.
Ven!
We mustn't interfere with other worlds. It's the prime directive of fairies. It's a little-known directive. The fairy directive? Hey, see if that's Greek.
Terra, where are you?
See, for me, Thanatos, I could be convinced either way. Either either Roxas is Ventus is nobody, hence the similarity, or Roxas literally is Ventus and never actually became a proper nobody. Both of those are viable, really.
Huh? Him again?
Of course, Vanitas doesn't need a glider to travel the lanes between because he is quite literally a heart that is 100% darkness. So he's completely unaffected by the lanes between. I mention that because Vanitas is one of the only beings ever in the entire series who is 100% darkness, you know? Joven, I don't know if you were around for this discussion, but I was actually talking about how a modification of to the Magasean rule set, which I decided not to do eventually, because everyone voted me down on it, which basically removed dice from the equation like 100%. Just completely removed it. You know, you have 15 skill, he has 13 skill. There are modifiers based on circumstances, but basically you have 15, he has 13, so you win. You have set up your character properly, congrats. But I'm not actually doing it. I was shot down on the idea. Oh yeah, we gotta fight Vanitas here, don't we? Okay, so... It's almost a shame Samurai isn't here. So how many of you guys, when you first played this game, had a lot of trouble with the Vanitas fights? I know, he basically cheats. But still, he was pretty rough. First time I played this, I had a lot of trouble with this fight. When I was replaying through this 3 weeks ago now, I was really low level, like level 4 or 5. I was doing the just race to Radiant Garden thing. So I got here, and then Vanitas just destroyed me. And so it took some pretty significant effort to bring him down at, you know, level 4 or 5 or whatever it was. It was really low.
All right.
He is... Okay, Rory, you know how all hearts, except for the exceptions, are consistent of both light and darkness? Well, this is Ventus's original heart. All of the darkness, all scattered throughout his heart, was all sucked out, leaving this. So this is 100% the darkness in Ventus's heart, and all that's left is 100% light. Complete segregation. So Ventus, that we're seeing right there, is 100% light, and Vanitas, that we're seeing right there, is 100% darkness. He is effectively an artificial thing.
What did you mean about Terra being a different person?
Exactly what I said, idiot. The Terra you know will be gone forever.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Stupid or true.
And of course, he wields a Keyblade too.
A Keyblade?
A pure darkness Keyblade, as you might imagine.
Good. Let's see what you're made of.
Also, the fact that his Keyblade is chained is significant, I think.
Too slow. Gotcha.
Damn it.
Pathetic.
No, neither of them are artificial. It's more like they're altered, edited from the original beings, excuse me, that they were.
Pathetic. Suffer. Gotcha. See ya. Too slow. Go.
Alright, I wasn't fighting him for real yet. I forgot about that. I gotta get saved by Mickey first. I think it's just the similarity of the darkness monster. What a Keyblade wielder who is wielding darkness would look like. I want to pause here just for a moment so you can really see what his Keyblade looks like. First of all, it has the blue eyes, which has always been indicative of darkness. It's got the obvious red and black, another similarity. And, of course, it's got the little bits of the design of the Keyblade in it, which is, of course, chained, naturally, since Vanitas himself is an incomplete being. Yeah. And yeah, so this is the first time Mickey moves in to save our protagonists. Not the last.
You are worthless.
See you around, Night Forger.
I'd be going against the Master's orders, but so what? As far as I'm concerned, your job here is done.
Well, Ventus is dead. Time to switch over to Aqua's story.
Don't worry, you're safe.
I think I agree with that, Azure Rain, actually. Yay! That would make sense, Omega Legion. It should be.
Tell me where you got that. Keyblades are not something you use just to bully somebody around. Here, I'll show ya.
We both will.
Huh? Hmm.
That's correct, Michael. Like I said, the blue eye is indicative of darkness in general. Not evil, not Xehanort, just darkness. So this is still a pretty rough fight, because now we have to beat him for real.
Too slow.
I don't know.
Too slow.
No,
See ya.
Fortunately, I actually bothered to equip potions just for this fight.
Too slow.
Damn it.
Gotcha. Pathetic.
Damn it.
Too slow.
I'm getting greedy. I should stop being so greedy with him. I gotta practice, because I'm gonna be fighting the Vanitas Remnant later. And that is a brutal fight.
Too slow. Too slow. Thunder. Pathetic. Too slow. Suffer. Win. Too slow. Pathetic.
So yeah, one of the biggest ways in which he cheats is he can literally interrupt your combos. Like that. And just stop being targetable. And hit you as a counterattack. I've heard people argue back and forth if that's genuine difficulty or artificial difficulty. I think it is a form of genuine difficulty. But it is a little cheap.
Let's team up.
Pathetic. Too slow. Too slow. Gotcha. See ya. Too slow. See ya. Gotcha. Too slow.
If I'm feeling particularly patient, one of my strategies for this is literally hit, run, hit, run. Literally just a single hit per run, rather than trying to get any real damage in.
Too slow.
By the way, Birth by Sleep was probably the first game in the series to really experiment with unique ways to mock the bosses difficult. We'll be seeing this again later with young Xehanort. Young Xehanort is a very unique fight. I don't know what those acronyms are, Scott missed. This is the other way Vanitas basically cheats. He cheats in lore because, thanks to his nature, he doesn't really ever die. He just gets back up and is basically fully regenerated. In lore, all that has to happen is he has to reconsume some of the unversed, and he's back up to full. It's why nobody ever beats him until the events at the end, where Ventus forces the dealing situation and actually re-merges with him. Debatable, Logan, but I would say at least one example of someone who is like that is Terra.
You win. Consider yourself on probation.
Probation? For what? Thanks for before. I owe you. The name's Ventus. What's yours?
I'm Mickey.
Hi, Mickey.
I see you've got a Keyblade.
Yup. I've been training under the great Yun Sid.
Who?
He found out the worlds are in trouble, and I sort of took off without telling him.
Well, that makes both of us. I ran off too.
All I have to do is think it, and the star shard will take me anywhere I want to go. At least I thought it would. I haven't quite got the fine points down, like when or where. It just kind of kicks in whenever it wants to. But I wouldn't have met you if it hadn't brought me here. You know, it might not be an accident. Maybe it starts working because it's reacting to something. Hmm?
Oh, gotcha. Terra Ventus Aqua. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Sorry. Didn't understand the acronym. Probably not Darsh Monster. Xehanort is basically unaffected by them. Huh. I have no idea what Donald and Goofy are doing at the moment. They're probably just keeping things under wraps back at the castle. To their mind, nothing's even going on right now. Okay. Radiant Garden. The time has come to grind. I don't know, Michael. Until I go to sleep, basically. Scrooge! I don't know what that voice was, but hey, Scrooge is awesome.
Mickey?
We'll do a little bit of grinding, Fuke. If luck is with us, we will not be spending an hour like I did this morning. Entire hour. Hour and 6 minutes. I still remember the number. We'll see what happens. You see those little guys there? Those are called mandrakes. They are the most important enemy in the entire game, because they drop abounding crystals. They have a low chance of dropping abounding crystals. My current best record for minimum amount of kills to get my first crystal is 2. Which we have already not broken. Earlier this morning, it took me an hour and 6 minutes to get 1 crystal, so we'll see how this goes. If you just go to lorerunner.com, Fugue, at the bottom there is a link to the forum. That would be interesting, actually, Lord of the Flame. I kind of like that idea. Oh my god. Stop making me fight things I don't care about. Congrats, War Wager. I don't think anybody wants to be inside Sora's head. It must have been horrible for all the people who went in there. Don't let me die 3 feet from the save point. Oh my god, there's a bird. Alright, I bail. I'm bailing. Screw it. I do not remember. No, Michael. Okay, we're good now. I'll go ahead and get a quick save in. So remember how I said it's much easier to grind on Ventus and Aqua? This is why. On Ventus and on Terra, you have to actually go through this massive corridor all the way to the end of it, kill the 3, go all the way back. Ventus and Aqua have a save point right here, and can literally just go out the door and kill 2 mandrakes. Like, bam, they're right here. No. God, I am so low level. What do you guys think? Should leveling be mandatory in an RPG? I know that sounds like a weird statement, but it's something I've noticed lately, that people tend to have this attitude. I shouldn't say all people, but I've seen people who have the attitude of, you know, you should go and just stop the game and go level for a while in an RPG. Like, that's a feature of an RPG. Whoop! Got our first one. Excellent. That was really good. Getting our first crystal that quickly. I'll agree with that, Fat Squeak. There should be a way to avoid all damage. Okay, so I need... I don't actually remember what I need right now. I need to sell this. What's I need to do? I did actually see that plug-in War Wager. It made me laugh. Okay, so I need... quick blades because I don't actually have one. That sucks. Okay, so I've got Lazara now, so I should be able to combine... Okay, I'm doing this wrong. I'm curious how that plugin even works, honestly. There we go. Okay, so that's Freeze Raid. Now I need Aroga. So I need another arrow for Aroga. Actually, let's go ahead and do this real quick. So like I said, a little bit of mandatory grind here. This hopefully will not take me too long. Sorry, guys. This will be a great time for general Q&A, off-topic questions, that kind of a thing. As long as it's not about anime. That's all I ask. Have mercy upon me. I could see that mentality, Rory. Very few RPGs bother with that kind of a balancing curve, though. Most RPGs pretty much have mandatory leveling in them, even the really good ones. And most of those games that, you know, have mandatory leveling do admittedly have some really wonky strategies you can do in some cases in order to basically bypass the difficulty of the leveling. But that's really only feasible if you really know what you're doing, if you already know the game well enough to understand how to break it apart like that. Well, the Space Jam, I do have to do my dance and take a chance on the Space Jam, alright? So... in which version of Marvel continuity, Fugue? I'm not going to get it, War Wager. I primarily use Firefox right now. Chrome is just a little bit too much of a resource hog for what I do. Another new trailer for Civil War? Really? Wow. You know, it just occurred to me, I can chop this off for our YouTube viewers. I'm going to do that. So, those of us watching on YouTube, I'll see you at the next episode when I'm done grinding.